The January Take and Make is a plastic canvas embroidery snowflake. In your kit, you will find a stitch pattern, a bag of beads, two squares of plastic canvas that are 19 squares by 19 squares, some yarn, a needle. Mine is metal, but yours will be plastic. You will need to add scissors and glue if you choose to use the beads. To prepare for the project, first cut the little plastic tabs off the outside of the canvas. And cut the yarn in half. Using the pattern, cut the snowflake shape out of one of the canvas squares. You can do this by counting the squares. For example, the first cut is 5 squares in from each side and 2 squares down. The next cut is 2 squares in and 3 squares down. Continue around the square until you have the snowflake shape cut out. This project has 2 slightly different shapes, so we'll call this first shape, shape A. Thread the yarn through your needle. This can get kind of tricky because the yarn will ravel. It can be very tricky. Did I say it was tricky? Tie a knot next to the eye of the needle at the end of the yarn. Tie a double knot at the other end. Use the stitch pattern and begin embroidering the snowflake. The start of the pattern is a square in the middle. Your first stitch will come up in the first line of the inner square, one in from the side. You will finish the stitch to the square diagonal from the first. Continue stitching diagonally across the center square. When you finish the last stitch of the center square, you're going to come up on the nearest branch. The blue is the down of the last stitch, and the red square is where you come up on the branch. Follow the pattern and start on the rightmost stitch. For each stitch, you will return to the same hole. On the final stitch of the branch, do not return to the same hole. Instead, bring the needle up through the corner right next to it. Wrap the yarn around the outside edge and come up in the next square. This is a whip stitch and is how you travel between the branches. When you have an exterior corner, you will need to do a double stitch. When you travel to the square right before the inside corner of the next branch, come up in the first stitch inside the branch, the red square. Again, make the rightmost stitch first. Continue stitching as you did from the first branch. When you get all of the branches done and have traveled back to where you started coming up the corner, then go down through the hole you used for the stitches on the first branch. Turn the canvas over and make a small knot. You can tuck the 2 knots behind the stitches. Now you will do shape B. Cut the canvas as you did for shape A, but also cut out the middle square. To cut the middle square, fold the shape in half and clip a couple of squares so you can get your scissors through. To begin embroidering shape B, you're going to whip stitch around the interior square. Start at one corner of the square. Travel all the way around until the square right before the square you started at. And bring your stitch up to the main hole in the nearest branch. And again, work from right to left to complete the stitch pattern for the branch. From this point, everything is the same as for shape A. When you have completed shape B, lay shape B on top of shape A so that all the branches show. Pop the branches of shape A up through the branches of shape B to create a 3D effect. You may at this point put a little dab of glue on to hold the two shapes together if you wish. You may also glue beads onto the ornament for added drama. To hang the ornament, run a piece of leftover yarn through a square at the top of a branch and tie off. Have a good January!